हत नाही कोई किनारा, तेरे नाम बिन घोर अंधियारा, तेरे नाम बिन घोर अंधियारा, भयंकर नाव करो मेरी पार, नाव करो मेरी पार, ओ शंकर भोला नाव करो मेरी पार। जो जन आयो शरण तिहारी, तन की विपता सब दुख हारी। जो जन आयो शरण तुम्हारी, तन की विपता सब दुख हारी। तेरी है हाथ हजार, ओ शंकर भोला तेरे है हाथ हजार, ओ शंकर भोला नाव करो मेरे पार, नाव करो मेरी पार, ओ शंकर भोला नाव करो मेरी पार, ओ शंकर भोला नाव करो मेरी पार। हरिओम।
Good, thank you. Amma, you sing.
जाति नीति कुल गोत्र दूरगम, नाम रूप गुण दोष वर्जितम, देश काल विषयातिवर्ति यद्, ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि। यत्परं सकलवादगोचरम्, गोचरं विमलबोधचक्षुषः, शुद्धचिद्घनम् अनादिवस्तु यद्, ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि। षड्भिरूर्मिभिर योगी योगिहृद्, भावितं न करणैर्विभावितं, बुद्ध्यवेद्यमनवद्यमस्ति यद्, ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि। भ्रान्तिकल्पित जगत्कलाश्रयम्, स्वाश्रयं च सदसद्विलक्षणम्, निष्कलं निरुपमानवद्धि यद्, ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि। जन्मवृद्धि परिणत्यपक्षय, व्याधिनाशन विहीनमव्ययम्, विश्वसृष्ट्यवविघातकारणम्, ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि।
Okay. सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः Tirairangai Suvagam Stanubhi Vishema Deva Hitam Yadayu Swastina Indro Dasjavaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Staksho Arishtanemihi Swastina Brihaspati Dadatu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Pyo Namah Hari Om. As long as you believe the world we see is real, whatever you do to make your life peaceful, secure, no pain, they're all finite. Not only finite, each solution leads to another problem because duality always acts like that. When you say good, there is no good without bad supporting it. Without bad supporting it. Therefore, everything in this world is totally relative, finite, and therefore the hope of getting total peace, immortality, they are all futile. It cannot be so because from time immemorial, people have searched, sought, and found it. Therefore, it cannot be so. Then where lies the secret? Very simple. The world that you see is not here. Is not here. He has taken the pains. You should, when you read these books or hear the lectures or Mahatmas, all our job is to know. For them, this is not a comfort because they love to live in peace. The Mahatmas, the Shastras, people like Shankara Gaudapada, left to themselves, they would like to live in solitary places because you can't compare the joy there, like Uttarkashi. You understand? You can't compare. They come down and try to struggle, teach us, because they see people are unnecessarily suffering. People are unnecessarily suffering. So, if we have come to this stage of recognizing the love of God and love of these Mahatmas, you have improved a lot. Because 90% thinks these are people, jobless people. 90% think. Even the 10% who believe, don't take them seriously. Don't take them seriously. You have to first recognize their love for you, the love of God, the love of these Mahatmas, the love of the people who created these texts. Then you get faith. When you have faith, you will understand. Without faith, you can't understand. That's why Shraddha, Shastrasya, Guru Vakyasya, Satya Buddhi Avadharana. To believe that the Shastra and the Guru's words are true will make you understand. Because you will find several contradictions. How can that be? He cannot be lying, or he cannot be going on inconsistent. There has to be something, because you have faith. And when you believe there has to be something, you will find a solution. Because in this book itself, at one place, he says, mind is everything. Another place, he says, mind is illusion. Another place he says, mind it's nothing but consciousness. Now what to take? Mind is illusion and mind is consciousness and there is nothing like mind. Now what to take? Once you have Shraddha, the master cannot be lying. You try to understand each statement from that standpoint. Each statement from that standpoint. Mind is an illusion because mind is formed by perceptions. Perceptions are because of the world of objects. They themselves are illusions. So the perceptions born out of illusory objects creating a mind has to be illusory. So one statement. Then everything is this mind. Yes, this illusory mind projects an illusory world. So that is all right. There is nothing as mind. There is nothing as mind. How can there be a mind which is substantial when it is fed by things that are not substantial? You understand? And then the last statement, mind is not, there is no mind and what you call mind is consciousness. That is true. Gurudev himself says, consciousness plus object is mind. Mitranandi is there. I don't know he is there. I don't know he is there. Even if he is there, I should be aware of his presence. Consciousness plus an object, only a thought is formed. Even if an object is there, if you don't know, thought is not formed. If you know there is no object also, thought is not formed. So, consciousness plus object is thought. Flow of thoughts is mind. Right? So, see the equation. Consciousness plus object is thought. Thought minus object is consciousness. So what you call mind is nothing but consciousness plus object. And if the object is not real, the mind is only consciousness. Mind is only consciousness because mind is consciousness plus object. Object is not there. Therefore, mind is only consciousness. Now you see, apparently all contradictory statements we are able to understand. Why? Because we have the faith. Gaudapada cannot be wrong. Gaudapada cannot be wrong. That's called Shraddha. That is called Shraddha. Understand? So, the Shastras, all the Guru Parampara, with all their love said, Swamiji's beautiful sentence. You are not lost in a dream. You are dreaming, you are lost. You are not lost in a dream. You are dreaming, you are lost. Understand? So therefore, it's very important to believe them. You don't believe. Don't do them a favor. You live in your instinct. Right? Nothing wrong. But tell me, in your instinct, there is something that can give me completeness, something that can remove my agitations, something that can remove my fears, something that can remove my old age, something that can remove my death, something that can remove my boredom. Give me something, I will follow you. You don't have anything else. And here are something who have seen that telling you, and you don't follow that path. And when you follow also half-hearted. When you follow also half-hearted. When you come to classes also, you want to listen what you want to listen, not what the person is talking. Right? And when you don't listen to what you want to listen, then you stop coming to classes. Why is it so? it's nothing to be pessimistic. It is to congratulate yourself because always the best are minority. The best are in minority. People cannot rise to that height all in a sudden. And people who reach to that height are very rare. So neither condemning others nor feeling yourself insecure because nobody. You should congratulate yourself. So first have the faith and then see what they are trying to say. They said there is no creation. Creation belongs to the mind. They have proved creation belongs to the mind because where there is no mind, like either in samadhi or in sleep, there is no world. And not only that, mind is nothing but cause effect. Cause effect is nothing but a play of time and space. Time and space itself is created by the mind. Time and space, because there is nothing absolute about time and space. It's all relative. You just assume two experiences, and the gap is called time. You stun your mind, there is no experience, there is no time. Right? So creation belongs to the mind. Mind itself is illusory. Creation is illusory. Therefore, your problems belonging to the created world are not there. This is what they are struggling. This is what they are struggling. This alone doesn't help. It's a statement given by them. First you heard it. Swamiji says participation, Shravana. Then you have to contemplate on that. You have to understand that. Then that idea becomes yours, manana. Still you have not become the idea. That is Nididhyasana, meditation. Shravana, manana, Nididhyasana, participation, involvement, commitment. Participation, involvement, and commitment. So in that they said, there is no creation, therefore you have no problem. If you are convinced, what will you do? Even though you are going through all the mess, even though you are going through all the mess, you know, my gurus, my God cannot be wrong. This is all illusion. So I hold on to the one who makes me experience this illusion. I have pain, but pain is experienced by consciousness. Turn your attention from pain to consciousnness. From pain to consciousness. As you get used to this type of turning in, the weight of the external experiences thins down. And there will be a certain state where it is there, even your mind is agitated, but you just ignore it. Because you are experiencing this beauty so closely and so really. You have to start somewhere. You don't start. Even people who come to class don't start. They believe the logics, the text, the Sanskrit will give them something. Nothing will happen. You are wasting your time. You are wasting your time. Start living. It's simple. It's not difficult. It's so simple. Nothing can be simpler than that. Because you say, I am agitated. Yes. Who is showing his agitation? Dead body cannot feel the agitation. Who is it that makes you feel the agitation? That is you. Agitation is false. Is it difficult to go on suggesting yourself this thought? That is called meditation. Continuous trying to upgrade your level of consciousness from the false to the real. That's called meditation. Right? It's not difficult. People say it is difficult because They're too insincere up to themselves. They are too insincere to themselves. Right? If somebody next time says it's very difficult, just ignore that man. He's not worth answering. If he's struggling and he wants a clue, you can give. But if it's too difficult, just ignore that man. Right? So, creation itself belongs to mind, therefore there is no creation. Now, is there a mind? Where can there be a mind? Because mind is nothing but perceptions of the created world. The world itself is unreal, therefore there is no mind. This is the struggle Gaudapada is going through in convincing us, and we heartlessly say it's all too difficult. The Mandukya Karika, right? Ajatavada, very difficult, boring, I don't want it, ungrateful. You are not fit to be a human being. Right? So now let us read the verses. Chitta spanditame vedam grapya grahakavat vayam chittam nirvishayam nityam asangam dena kirtitam. Just like the firebrand, the world created by the firebrand or udubatti is because it was in motion, spanditam. Otherwise, if you are not set the udubatti in motion, there is no word. Similarly, the motion in consciousness is this world that you see. The disturbance in consciousness is the world that you see. How? What is your Om? Ahu Ma? What are they? Disturbance and silence. Disturbance in silence. What is your dream world? Disturbance in your consciousness. What are the waves and bubble? Disturbance in the water. So, Chitta Spandanam. Yosti kalpita samvritya paramarthena nastyasau paratantrabhihi samvritya syatrasti paramarthataha. That which is a product of illusion, the world, really does not exist. And you start believing it because of the other several viewpoints you have not thought about. Paratantra, several viewpoints, several schools of thought. Nothing wrong in their schools of thought, because each one is talking from their standpoint. Gurudev's example, a huge building is there, 500 feet. This side 200 feet. 4 people are standing in 4 corners. Each one will have a different perception, and he will describe the building accordingly. So also the schools of thought, nothing wrong. But you should try to analyze it in your own thing and see whether it stands to logic. It corroborates with experience. Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava. Shruti, what you have heard. Yukti, logic, Anubhava, experience. Then only you should accept it. But you are influenced by them, so you start believing it. Abhuta abhiniveshosti dvayam tatra na vidyate dvaya abhavam buddhyaiva nirnimitto na jayate. Why is this? Because you have persistent belief in creation. You have persistent belief in the created unreal world. You believe it so much, right? After listening also, not once or twice, 40 years. You listen 40 years. All that is true, sir. But, sir, why that but will come? Because you are not believing. Otherwise, but will not come. Right? See, there is a difference. The man who is not struggled, has no faith, will use the but. But a man who has struggled, has the faith, he may also suffer. He may also suffer. He will also go through agitation, but he will not doubt the masters. He will not doubt the masters. He says, that's my vasana. That's my destiny. That's my vasana. He doesn't blame them. He accepts they are real. But that's my destiny. That's my vasana. And he becomes a spectator. He becomes a spectator. He doesn't get involved into that. Involvement is called abhinivesha. You are getting abhinivesha into asat, the unreal world, because you are dependent on several statements. Right? This is a very common usage amongst everybody. It's all Maya. What they have thought about Maya? It's not such a simple word, Maya. Right? So we are just carried away by words. We are just carried away by words. Yadana labate hetuhu uttama adhama madhyaman tadana jayate chittam hetu abhave phalam kutaha. All your word. Number one, world. Number two, world of sorrows. Or belong because of comparisons. Uttama, Madhyama, Adhama. Remove that. Where is the word? Good, bad, ugly. Sentient, insentient. Right? In between. Mithya. Sentient, insentient, Mithya. Remove these triputi. Where is the word? Remove the waking dream and deep sleep. Where is the word? Remove avuma. Where is the word? Because you believe in these classification. First the word comes. Second, because of this classification and comparison, you develop a complex for yourself and you suffer. Why me? You understand? All 99.999% of our suffering is because of comparison. If you do not know somebody is happy, you will not suffer. You will feel that's natural. You suffer because somebody is happy. Why should I be there? First of all, you have not inquired what is happiness, whether he is really happy. That also you have not inquired. Yeah. Animittasya chittasya ya anutpattihi samadvaya ajatasyaiva sarvasya chitta drishyam hi tadyataha. This is why he was struggling. He says, there is no mind, there is no evolution of mind. And how can there be a world born out of mind? There is no mind. The mind has not evolved. If the mind has not evolved, world born out of the mind also has not evolved. Then how do I see? You just turn your attention from the real to the apparent. You have turned your attention from water to the form to see the wave and the bubble in the ocean. What you call mind, there is no substantial thing. You can't touch any mind. Neither the object can touch the mind, mind can touch the object. What you call mind is you have turned your attention from the real outside and you see things that are not there. If you see water, focus on water, there is neither a wave nor a ocean. There is neither a wave nor a ocean. Buddha animittatam satyam hetuhu prudaganatmavan vita shokam taya tatha kamam abhayam padamat. Sir, why are you struggling so much? Why do you want to also suffer? You have wasted your life not enjoying so many beautiful things. And now you are troubling us. Why are you doing it? No, I am not troubling. You are under hallucination, treating your suffering to be happiness. Can it be? It is so. You know why? This example comes often in Bhagavatam. Suppose itching. You go on itching. You know why you enjoy it after some time? You enjoy. You know why you enjoy the itching? Because while itching, that pain, you become conscious of it. You are closer to consciousness. The joy is in consciousness. The joy is in consciousness. So itching itself you enjoy. Similarly, pain also. Similarly, pain also. See, we are giving an example, taking the rope to be a snake. That's not dangerous. You are taking the snake to be a rope. That's dangerous. You are taking the snake to be the rope. That's dangerous. You understand? Therefore, we are concerned about you. We are giving you a method where vita shokam. You are free from grief. You are free from grief. Kamam abhayam, fearlessness. Padam ashnute, you will enjoy how when you understand the very principle of causality. Causality is time, space, subject, object, right? Subject, object, cause, effect. All this belongs to the mind. And when you understand mind is an illusion, you understand the causality is an illusion, the cause of the world is an illusion, then you go beyond all the shoka, bhaya, vita, shoka, bhaya, kama. Abhutabhi aniveshadhihi sadrushe tat pravartate. Vastu abhavam sa mukhyaiva nissanga vinivartate. You are getting involved with the unreal is the cause of all your sorrow. The moment you detach, there is no sorrow. Ajam, anidram, asvapnam, prabhatam, bhavati swayam, sakrut vibhato, hi, eva, yesha, dharmaha, dhatu, svabhavataha. When you end or detach, either you end or detach from the waking dream deep sleep. Either you end it completely Even in sleep, you end it. But in meditation, you end it by detaching. When you do that, waking, dream, deep sleep, you don't need somebody to tell you what is left, what is real is you, the consciousness. It reveals itself. That's called Swarat. That's called Swarat. Sukham avriyate nityam, dukkham nivriyate sada, yasya kasya cha dharmasya grahena bhagavan asau. Because grahena, by trying to apprehend, grasp the objects all the time, you are covering the sukha. You are covering the sukha. And then, when you cover the sukha, a very important point. How do you cover the sukha? Because you are tuning to the objects, names and forms. You have turned your attention to the objects. Paranchikani, Kathopanishad. You have turned your attention to the objects. Therefore, agitations are formed. Even happiness is an agitation because it's a wave. When you turn your attention to the objects, waves are formed that conceals the sukha that you are, and because of that, dukkha comes. It's very subtle. There is nothing as dukkha. Because sukha is covered, you experience dukkha. It's a very famous statement by a scientist. Darkness is not substantial. Darkness is absence of light. Darkness is absence of light. Similarly, dukkha is not substantial. Dukkha is absence of happiness. Why absence of happiness? You covered it. How did you cover it? Because of your attachment to the objects. Asti, nasti, asti, nasti, asti, nasti, nasti, nasti. There are four basic philosophies. Asti is there. Nasti is not there. Asti, nasti, it is there and it is not there. Anirvachaniya kyati. You can't describe. Dream. Can you say it is there or it is not there? Experiencing. So it is there. But on waking up, it is not there. Asti, nasti. Asti, this is there. Nasti, there is no elephant here. Asti, nasti, asti, nasti. The last nihilist. Nasti, nasti. Most ridiculous thing. Because who is saying nasti, nasti? There is nothing, nothing. Who is saying? Are you an asti? You are asti. The asti is saying nasti. Kotyas chatasraha yetastu grahai yasam tadavritaha Bhagavan abhi asprushtaha yena drushtaha sa sarvadrik. These are the four concepts which create the samsara and consequent sorrows. And because of these four types of beliefs, there is something, there is a, right? There is a snake in my room, asti. Nasti, there is no air conditioner in my room. Asti, nasti, bed is there, but it doesn't suit me. Right? Nasti, nasti, I never enjoyed deep sleep. You understand? These are the four types that are wheeling the happiness that you are all the time. Because you are only expecting from outside. And Bhagavan is never touched by them. The one who illumines all these four concepts is untouched by them. Prapya sarvajnatam krishnam brahmanyam padamadvayam anapannadi madhyantam kimataha paramihate. If you try to gain this self, Bhagavan, right? If you try to gain this, after that, what is there to desire? Very interesting words. If you gain this state, and what is this state? That which cannot be gained. Anapannam. Why? It's a gain compared to where you are, but it is yourself, therefore it's no gain. Therefore, it is no gain. It is only knowing. Thereafter, you have no desires. Why you are all the time saying no desires? It is desires that make me happy, get things and happy. No, happiness is yourself. Through desires, you feel the incompleteness. You feel the incompleteness and struggle. Temporarily, when you get what you desire, that agitation subsides, the happiness from the self manifests. You think you got the joy from the desired object. Coffee. Coffee doesn't give happiness. If it gives happiness, it should give to all. Some people can't stand it. Right? But a man who is addicted, at that time, if there is no coffee, he is agitated. And when you give coffee, shantam, that agitation is subsided. And you feel the happiness comes. Thereafter, what? The mind goes on doing mischiefs. Whenever you need a coffee, you take it. It's the mind's mischief. You need a coffee. Jnanapya vakyani vijnayan agranyataha tesham anyatra vijaniyat upalambhaha trishu smritaha. He says these are the four things people wants to know normally. Things to be avoided. Things to be avoided. Vedanta class. The object to be realized. Right? Happiness without knowing it and wanting it. Without knowing it and trying for it. You want happiness. Things to be attained. Status. Chief Minister of Delhi. Thoughts to be rendered ineffective. Avoid agitations. These are the four pursuits. He says, amongst all these four, they are all based on illusion. Only one thing has some reality about it, is object to be realized. Object to be realized means known. That alone has some value. Other things are all based on illusions. It's easy for us to say, is going on repeating. It's very abstract. Easy. You must see the heart behind it, how he is struggling for us to understand. How much he is struggling. Prakritya akashavat nyayaha sarve dharma anadaya vidyate nahi nanatvam tesham Kwamchana kinchana. All entities are the very nature beginningless, like space. All objects have no beginning, like space. Again, when an example is given, only a limited purpose. You don't see with the argument, space has No beginning, no end. Space has a beginning, space has a end. In sleep, it is not there. If it is there, you cannot miss it. Because consciousness illumines whatever is there. Consciousness illumines whatever is there. In sleep, if it is not there, that means it is really not there. It only appears. Comes and goes. Comes and goes. Therefore, space is not there. But he says, like space, consciousness no beginning and end, because you can understand it with reference to that, because you can neither not reach the beginning or end of space. You cannot reach the beginning or end of space. Adi buddhaha prakrutyeve sarve dharma sunicchitaha yasyevam bhavati shantihi saha amritatvaya. All of you, next 9 verses are the same. I was worried whether I can finish. I will finish 10 minutes before, because the same thing is going to say, Adi Buddha, you are all the, from beginning, enlightened people. Why are you struggling? Adi Buddha. Buddha means enlightened. You are all the time enlightened. You are all the time divine. Right? And why you just have the belief, faith, and forbearance, you become fit for immortality. Shantaya, same thing. There, 15th verse of 2nd chapter. Matras parshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukadukadaha agama payanu nityaha tam tikichasva. Why should I? Tam tikichasva yam hina vyatiyamte purusham purushashrava. Samadukta sukham dhira saha amritatvaya kalpate. You become fit for amritattva immortality when they don't disturb you. When they won't disturb you, when you can see their futility, you endure them as passing guests. Passing guests. Gurudev yesterday, every day there are a lot of beautiful messages. In that one message, Gurudev says, these dukkha's and sorrows, why are you put there? 2 night guests, let them go. So it's not that all the time you get pleasant guests. It's not all the time you get. Some guests come irritating people. 2 nights they're going to stay, let them go. Right? Adi Shantaha. Here he said Adi Buddhaha, knowledge. Here Adi Shantaha, you are from the beginning blissful. Yanutpannaha prakruteva sunimrutaha sarve dharmaha samabhinnaha ajam samyam visharadam. Ajam, unborn, samyam, all the time there, common thing. Right? And visharadam, pure. Vaisharadyam tu vainasti bhede vicharatam sada. Veda nimnaha pruta veda nimnaha prutak vadaha tasmate krupanaha smritaha. These people are miserly people, miserable people who hold on to the belief that the duality is real and they suffer. How can you help? He says, how can you help when you believe the duality is real, snake is real? You can't help, because you should be able to listen. You should be able to listen. When you believe your own stupid thought to be real, you have no salvation. Krupanaha, miserable people, miser. Who is a miserable people? One who is a miser. Why is a miser? Because you have the self in you, which alone is the reality of the world. The entire world is in you, and you still don't enjoy it. Therefore, you are a miser, because you have it and you don't enjoy it. You have it and you don't enjoy it. Ajay Sambye ye keti bhavishyanti sunisthitaha tehi loke mahagnanat taccha loko na gahate. Ordinary people cannot understand. These people who are the highest wisdom, who are in the form of that conviction. Ordinary people do not understand. If Tapan Maharaj goes on that road, how many people will know that he is God himself walking? How many people will know? Some mad man, no chappal also. Right? And see the dress. That's how you estimate. Because your estimation is not what you are. Your estimation is what you have. So if Tapan Maharaj is walking, see that shirt, torn shirt, no chappal also, wasted his life. That's how you will say. But because you can't understand, that's what he says. These Mahatmas you cannot understand. Ajay samye tu ye kechid bhavishyanti sunishchitah, I read it. Ajeshu ajam asamskrutam dharmeshu jnana mishyate yato na kramate jnana samyogam ena kritikam. This knowledge is ever present. Unconditioned, when they say, you have to understand, continuously they use unconditioned. And what is unconditioned? It's not conditioned by time and space. Means ever there. It's there ever in you. Just recognize. Just recognize. Anumatrepi vaidharmye jayamane vipaschitaha asangata sada nasti kimuta avarana chutihi. This belief and faith in duality covers all this beauty. This faith, belief, and duality cover all this beauty. And this wheeling happens for whom? Who do not see the self, ignorant. For such people who choose to be stupid, where is the destruction of ignorance? Because they are choosing. They have more faith in stupidity than the Mahatma's Vakyas. Alabdha avaranaha sarve dharmaha prakriti nirmalaha adau buddhaha tasyaha muktaha buddhyate iti nayakaha. All the leaders have said that Adi Buddhaha, we have already explained. Muktaha, you were ever liberated. Right? Alabdha avaranaha, you were never even covered also. That's also an illusion. Covering is an illusion. Baddha is an illusion. Mukti is also an illusion. And by yourself, Prakriti Nirmalaha, your nature, you have none of the malas that cover. Kramato nahi buddhasya jnanam dharmeshu napinaha sarve dharma tatha jnanam naitad buddhena bhashitam. Oh. So this knowledge, buddhi, this happiness, this existence is ever unconditioned. Is ever unconditioned means ever available, that alone is there. That alone is there. This is the view of Buddha. I will explain that word Buddha later. Durdarsham Ati Gambhiram Ajam Samyam Visharadam Buddha Padam Ananatvam Namaskurno Yathabalam. Now he is prostrating to that consciousness. Which is that consciousness? Durdarsham, it cannot be seen as an object. Ati Gambhiram, too deep. Samyam, that which is there in all, at all times. samyam visharadam. It's self-illumining. Buddha, having understood. Padam, that state. Ananapam, where there is no duality. Namaskurno yatha balam. We shall prostrate to that state according to our ability to prostrate. Our ability to prostrate. What is this? Buddha all the time is coming, and he is also says he is Buddha, and several people have dubbed Gaudapada as Buddha. Buddha means an enlightened person. And several phrases he has said now, when we want to talk in our Vedanta classes also, how many times I use software, hardware? I use it quite often because that is prevalent. Everybody understands it. In that period, Buddhist terms are understood. Buddhist terms are understood. Therefore, he was using. How many of us are now not using artificial intelligence? For everything you use artificial intelligence. For everything you use robo. Right? Because they are prevalent. Everybody understands that. Similarly, he was using. And you can't dub him as a Buddha because if he's a he is a Buddha, but not a Buddhist. He is not a Buddhist. Om Purnamada Purnamadam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om. Next class, next 5-6 weeks is direct experience of that blissful state what has been promised, and too sweet too because it is in the medium of devotion. It is in the medium of devotion. Mukunda Mala, one of the ecstatic works. A lovely, lovely work. The very style, the very logics, the very experience. Fantastic work. All should get a copy from the mission. Mukunda Mala, written by a king. It's a kingly treatise. And next week, I am going to do a complete, before I start the text, treatise on this Mukunda Mala, because treatise on Bhakti. Bhakti, Narada Bhakti Sutra, Shankara's view of Bhakti, and the 12th chapter, Bhagavatam, all combined together, we will try to understand what is Bhakti. Right? Om Purnamada Purnamadam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om. Thank you, God, for allowing us to do this Mandukya and completing it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave